Hello everyone and welcome to today's live stream. So thank you so much for tuning in. Those of you who are here, I do appreciate you showing up and tuning into the live stream. So if you're new to live streams here on this channel, I do want to let you know that I always recommend leaving any questions, comments, things you want to hear about in the live chat section. In previous live streams, we've been able to address all questions, things people are interested in, and others. So make sure you leave anything you'd like to hear in the live chat. So as you can see here, we are saying the crypto bull run is here. We've been seeing a lot of really good movement here in CoinMarketCap. Now, the last few days have had a little bit of a pullback. Now, I don't think this is anything to be too worried about. Really, when we look at crypto charts, all crypto bull runs here, Bitcoin bull runs, altcoin markets, things like that, have always had a little bit of a pullback here in December following that Bitcoin halving. So yeah, we've already seen some really good returns on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but I do think the majority of the push and price increases where everybody's going to be making a lot of money will happen in 2025. Now, if that's true, you might be thinking, how can I best prepare for the 2025 bull run? Well, there's still a lot of time left to buy cryptocurrency, invest in cryptocurrency, earn it through faucets, cloud mining, at-home mining. There's tons of options. So if none of that makes sense to you, please leave comments in the chat. I'm more than happy to explain any of that, but I do want to take a second to welcome everybody who is here. It looks like we've got 7 people in the stream. So thank you so much to everyone who has joined. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe to Bitcoin Tips so you don't miss out on anything here in cryptocurrency. George, nice to see you here. Welcome. Nice to see a familiar name, but you said, are you still using Final Auto Faucet? A lot of new things are happening over there. Yes, I am still using Final Auto Faucet. The one thing I am no longer a part of with that project is the Space Coin staking. I did decide to sell off my Space tokens into different cryptocurrencies. Unfortunately, they had really, lost quite a bit of value, and I feel like I gave it a decent amount of time for it to come back. I didn't just give up on it right away. I invested into Space Token and the staking program on Final Auto Faucet back in 2020, and only sold them off here about a month or two ago. So I held them through the last about 4 years. So I feel like I gave them a lot of time, and unfortunately the coin did continue to go down in value. It wasn't really getting a lot of price increases, but with that being said, I am still using the faucet and the platform. I think it's a great way to earn some of these more popular, smaller meme coin or, new popular coins, like Dogecoin, Shiba Inu. All of those coins are a coin that you can choose to get paid out in on Final Auto Faucet, which it's not impossible, but it does become much harder to find reliable, high-paying faucets that pay out in some of these newer, smaller coins. And I think Final Auto Faucet sets themselves apart from a lot of the other crypto faucets by allowing you to choose those coins to get paid out in. Yeah, there is a lot of great stuff happening over there, and unfortunately the Space token just wasn't giving the returns that I would like to see, and kind of having a little bit of knowledge in crypto this time around, I figured that unfortunately selling them off, taking that little bit of a loss, but putting it into a different cryptocurrency would probably work out better during this bull run. Now, of course, it's only been a few months since I sold those off, but I do hope to see bigger gains for those as we move into 2025. The new coins that I got, which if you're curious was Matic and Binance Coin. I did sell off, I had some coins on both of those networks, so I just sold them off into the native coin for the network. And we'll see how they do. Like I said, I do hope that Final Auto Faucet continues to grow, and eventually that does trickle down into the Space Coin program. But unfortunately for me, I felt that it was better to move into some other types of crypto and see how those do. But George, happy to hear what you're doing over on Final Auto Faucet. I know there's so many different strategies you can use for that site. So who knows? Maybe you're doing something completely different that's working out really well. And I'd love to hear how that's going for you and possibly share with the other viewers here in the stream. So welcome to anybody who's new here in the stream. Please feel free to leave any live chats in the comment section below. Happy to address any questions or talk about any specific coins, projects, crypto sites, things like that. But overall, as I was saying before, there's still a lot of time to get into cryptocurrency, earn these coins through faucets, through mining, cloud mining, or if you're just looking for an easy kind of set it and forget it, there's still a lot of options to invest using just exchanges right into cryptocurrency, allowing you to build your holdings and not really have to do a ton of work. So, a lot of people are really focused on coins like XRP, Dogecoin, Tron's been doing really well, Shiba Inu's been doing really well. So some of these smaller coins, you don't necessarily have to, put a lot of money into Bitcoin, where you're not getting a ton of crypto out of it just because of the price is so expensive. Now, with that being said, I do think that Bitcoin is still going to go up even higher. We've seen, people who are, putting price predictions out there for Bitcoin in the, high $100,000s to $1 million price target, which would be really awesome to see, meaning there's still a 9 to 10x earning potential on money in Bitcoin. But in my personal opinion, it would be awesome to see Bitcoin at $1 million. I don't know that it's going to happen this time around, but if it does, you're going to see other coins have a lot more room to grow in terms of market cap. If Bitcoin is $1 trillion, $2 trillion right now at $100,000, multiply that by 9, 10x to get up to the $1 million point. Well, think about all that extra money coming into cryptocurrency and trickling into things like XRP, Ethereum, Dogecoin. That gives it a lot more potential to move up in value. So there's still a lot of potential here. And if we even just look back at the previous Bitcoin market in 2020, 2021, we didn't see Bitcoin hit an all-time high until November of 2021, which was a year and a half after the Bitcoin halving. So following a rough timeline, we may not see Bitcoin's top for another year, which is awesome to think about. But George, I see you responded here in the chat. You said, I sold most of my space tokens for Phantom. That was a good choice and timing for me. Hey, happy to hear that it worked out for you. Unfortunately, I'm guessing a lot of people are following the same, kind of path that we did, selling off those coins just because they are not making the returns that they used to. Real quick, T, thank you for joining. Welcome to the stream, and please feel free to leave any chats with things you want to hear about, sites you want to take a look at, coins you want to take a look at, things like that. And I do appreciate everyone for joining in. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe to Bitcoin Tips. But yeah, George, so unfortunately I've been in the Discord. I've been trying to communicate with the admins and things like that, and I just wasn't seeing any major progress in what I felt was the right direction to bring value to the coin. And of course, when I invested in the coin, the APR on the staking was significantly higher, so you were earning a lot more of the coins. But right now with kind of the way that the space token program was set up is the APR on the space token has decreased significantly since I got into it, so I'm earning less coins and the value of the coin went down as well. So both of those combined really just made it not worth it to me. I was still earning a pretty decent amount of coins, but at less than a penny a coin. It just wasn't worth it. There wasn't a lot of, good news coming out around the coin, and I know they just did a big kind of swap, I'll call it, on the type of coin and the chain. So that was kind of when I decided, I was reading through all of the things that had to be done, and I kind of just said, you know what, I'm done with this. I've been thinking about it for a while. Really the biggest thing that I didn't want to sell it for was the bonuses on the faucet. That was really the only reason I had kept it around. But with that being said, you do have to, decide at some point when to, cut your losses and move on into crypto, and it sounds like it works out really well for you. For me, I haven't tracked it super closely. I think it has worked out, but probably not anything super crazy to kind of recover the money that went into it originally, which, hey, that might need to take a little bit longer since I did buy it when it was up around 10 or 11 cents a coin. So unfortunately, this was definitely one of the loser coins that I've had more recently in terms of the value and return and all of that. But yeah, so again, it looks like we do have 6 people here in the stream, so thank you to everyone who has joined. If you haven't already, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to Bitcoin Tips. It does help us out here in providing crypto updates to you here on YouTube for free. And if you're looking to support the channel a little further, we do have that super chat option in the live comments as well. But overall, I'm interested to hear, what cryptos are you invested in? What cryptos do you think are going to do really well? I've personally been following coins like XRP, Dogecoin. We had a really good week for XRP where they did announce that new stable coin. Of course, we're seeing highs for XRP that we haven't seen in over 5 years. Now, of course, we haven't hit that all-time high yet, but it has been over 5 years since we've seen XRP over that $2 mark. So, even in the last bull run here in, April of 2021, it only got to about $1.83. So definitely a lot of growth here. Hopefully it continues. I know this is a very hot coin right now, and I think this is a great one to have in the holdings. George, you said you like Solana. That's a great coin as well. I recently got some Solana as well, and really one of the things that excites me a lot about Solana is here on CoinMarketCap, actually. When you come here, at least for me, whenever I kind of refresh, check crypto prices here, this trending on DEX scan tab, almost always the top 5 coins here are all based on the Solana network. And if we click into here, you can see that that's not always the case for, some of these, this one's on the Ethereum network for Uniswap and things like that. So they're not all Solana based, but with that being said, a lot of them are. There's 2 of them here that are Ethereum. Now, to me, looking at these, just taking this number one coin here, AWAWA. Never heard of it. It's probably very new. Priced here up 168% in 24 hours. But right here, the the volume, 10.3 million with a $97,000 liquidity pool. So that means that there's at least $40,000 locked in Solana for this liquidity. You look at some of these, all of these have well over $100,000, for the most part. Some of them are smaller, but that's still Solana that's getting bought and locked as part of liquidity for trading, as well as the people who are actually doing these trades need to have Solana to power those fees. So that's why I'm really excited about Solana. They've got a huge network. They've made it really easy to create new cryptocurrencies that can become very popular, like we saw with Peanut the Squirrel coin, that generate a lot of trades for just Solana in general. So I think this is a great one to be holding as well. I'm glad you called out Solana, but T, I see you said I got XRP and Solana, but I'm a noob. Appreciate any talk about those 2. Yeah, absolutely. No, I think, based off my personal analysis, and, I do always recommend that you do your own analysis, read the articles for yourself, come to your own opinion, and that does involve, looking at other crypto YouTube channels besides mine here. So I always do like to say that, I don't know everything about crypto, and, everybody has their own opinions, but I do also personally hold both XRP and Solana. I think I was just kind of sharing my thoughts on Solana and why it's, in a really good position to do well. And really, I think it's just a lot of these, smaller coins. Plus, like the Radium exchange, the Jupiter exchange, those are all doing millions and millions of dollars in volume per day across, all these different cryptocurrencies, which is just, again, all of these trades need Solana to power it. So people are having to go out here and say, maybe I really want to buy this, number 4 drones Solana pair. Well, that means you've got to have Solana. So I got to go out and buy, $50 in Solana to trade into the drones coin, and also have, a dollar or two for fees. And then, the people that are here supporting the liquidity, there's almost $500,000 in liquidity. And if you missed my liquidity farming video here on YouTube, a very high level overview is for these exchanges, they're decentralized. So for them to work, people actually provide their own personal coins as liquidity. And when you go out to trade them, you're actually buying or selling coins to individuals on the network. So if you wanted to provide liquidity for drones over Solana, let's say you wanted to provide $100 of liquidity, that means you would have to provide $50 of drone and $50 of Solana, roughly. Again, this is a very high-level overview, but basically, consider whatever you're investing, half of it's going to be in the coin and half of it's going to be in Solana. And then you actually earn part of those fees. So I do have a full-length video here on YouTube talking about this with the Cat with Hat coin. So if you're interested in learning more about liquidity farming, I'd check that out for a more in-depth review. But essentially what that means here is when you're seeing, almost $500,000 in liquidity, that means there's roughly $200,000 to $250,000 of Solana that they have, quote-unquote locked in the liquidity farm. Now you can always unlock it and pull it back out. There's no waiting period or anything, but you can pretty confidently know that the majority of this is going to be staying there for the next little bit. So George and T, hopefully that helps in terms of Solana. We can jump over to XRP here in just a second, but if any of that didn't make sense, as always, feel free to leave another comment here. Happy to explain a little bit more in depth. But George, you said, I also think BNB is good, long-term hold, but of course, Bitcoin is king. BNB, I think, is a good one. Like I said, I ultimately traded some of my space token into Binance Coin. Now, with Binance Coin, I think, again, similar to Solana, they've got a huge program behind them with the exchange. And Low Roller, nice to see you here. I don't know if that was you or someone else that was throwing the little emojis there in the chat, but I do appreciate the support. So with BNB, they've got that huge exchange. They've positioned themselves very well in the crypto community. I like to always say, when looking at coins here on CoinMarketCap, a lot of times here, especially nowadays, coins don't just accidentally end up in the top 10, top 15, top 50, or even top 100 on CoinMarketCap. There's usually something behind them that really helps it, whether it be something, like a meme coin, or something like Binance Coin, Solana, these coins that are really getting pushed up by their networks, their communities, things like that. So, that's why I think BNB has a lot of potential as well. And I don't have a ton of it. It was just whatever I had in Space Coin, but it's a little bit of extra to have in the portfolio. And hey, it's already gone up quite a bit, because I believe it was in the low 600s when I did my Space Coin trades a couple weeks ago. But Low Roller, real quick here, I'll take a quick look at some of your messages here. Low Roller, you said, I can't believe Peanut the Squirrel got listed on Coinbase. Yeah, I did. I think that's a really good one to take a look at, and I know it was in the mid 50s range, but I think it's dropped in value since the last time I really looked at it, so may have to search for it here. But, I think, Peanut the Squirrel, there was a really good cause behind it. Now, I say good, you can take it good or bad. I think a lot of people were using this platform here in crypto to raise money for the individual whose squirrel was involved in creating this coin and all of that. But, or I guess the events that led to the creation of this coin. But, they've been very popular. They shot up a lot. I got a lot of news coverage in different crypto areas. So, I wasn't following it super close, but I'm also not shocked that it did get listed on Coinbase. I think, Coinbase, they're a business. They're looking to make as much money as possible, and the way they do that is through fees and exchanges. So, when they see a coin like this, they can do an evaluation and say, we can list this coin, it's going to cost us, X number of dollars, and we estimate it's going to bring in, Z number of dollars. And as long as that Z number is higher than X, it does make sense for them to list in most cases. So, I'm not shocked that it got listed there, but we'll see how long it lasts around. It's lasted longer than I thought it would, but hey, it's a cool coin. I do have a little bit of them, just to again, kind of have a little bit of diversity in the crypto portfolio, and who knows, maybe this one will really keep going as different things progress with the events that led to the creation of the coin. So overall, I do appreciate everyone for joining here. It looks like we've got 8 people. For anyone who is new here, please feel free to leave a chat, say hello, and make sure to hit the like and subscribe button here on Bitcoin Tips. But yes, Low Roller, I did hear that Dogecoin got hacked. I saw that this morning. So yeah, definitely some pretty concerning things. I know that happens, it has happened to other cryptos in the past, but it does see, I do see here that 14 hours ago they released, an urge to upgrade your nodes to the latest version to hopefully patch those vulnerabilities. But some of these older cryptos, it's built on technology that's, 10, 12 years old now. Crypto's come a long way in the last 10 years. So unfortunately, this does happen. I'm glad Dogecoin was able to respond and block these attacks and keep itself secure. But, overall, it does show that, even some of these decentralized coins are not fully, immune to these attacks and hacks and things like that. So definitely something to, be on top of and thinking about. And, of course, that goes to everybody here in the chat as well. In the stream, always be on the lookout for things that seem weird with crypto. I know the latest thing here on YouTube is people commenting on videos, allegedly sharing their seed phrases to wallets. Those are all scam comments. Of course, anybody in crypto would know you don't share your seed phrase, so definitely don't be typing any of those in. I don't really know what that does, but I'm sure it's getting you to download some sort of bad wallet, thinking you're going to get access to their money, and then they get access to yours. So always be on the lookout for scams like that. And of course, some of these things, obviously, you can't do too much to prevent, like Dogecoin nodes from getting, breached. But if you do host a node, now they have an upgrade, so I would recommend that as well. But let's see, Low Roll, you said, did you collect free diamonds on Crypto.com? No, I have not been, participating in that program on Crypto.com, but I can definitely take a look. I don't use Crypto.com too often, so I don't go into it all that often to remember about things like that. But and then you said Verge is making a slow comeback. So yeah, we can take a quick look at Verge here. So let's see, they've, let's look at maybe their 1 month. Yeah, over the last month, they've gone from, 0.6 of a penny to a penny and a half. So, it's almost, over doubled here in the last month, which is really awesome to see. Now, of course, looking at their all-time high back in the 2018 bull run, this coin was 17 cents. So still got a long way to go, but hey, even if they get back to where they were in the previous bull run, there's still, a between 6 and 7 cent, or I'm sorry, a 5 and 6 cent gain on the current price, if you were to purchase it now. So yeah, definitely another good one to keep on the radar here. But real quick, let me see here. Fakadori. I'm not sure if that's, probably mispronounced your name there, but thanks for leaving a comment here. You asked what my comment or thoughts here are on Peanut the Squirrel coin. So yeah, jumping back over to Peanut the Squirrel real quick, I think this is a really interesting coin. Again, it was created out of a very unfortunate situation, which I'm sure everybody here is aware of. And it did have a lot behind it in terms of raising money for the people that were involved in that situation. So, you can see here they have, different things here about the coin. They've got some memes. Of course, this is really a meme type coin, but overall they did have this kind of change.org thing with lots of signatures, which is awesome. And I know they did have a GoFundMe. Let me see here, see if there's the donate takes me. Well, this is a more formal, it's the farm animal sanctuary that the owner of Peanut the Squirrel had. So you can donate here, but I know there was a GoFundMe that was raising quite a bit of money as well for Peanut the Squirrel. So while it is a meme coin, there is a lot going on behind it that I think is good that you don't really see a lot with meme coins. And as Low Roller pointed out here, they are getting listed on bigger and bigger exchanges, which is just more exposure to the coin. So I think from a crypto standpoint, there's a lot of potential to see this continue going up in value, even though it has dropped a little bit from its all-time high. Again, I didn't think this coin would be around this long. I thought it was going to be one of those, really popular and then die out in a week or two, but a week or two later, it was $2 a coin. So who knows? It's definitely a meme coin type coin, but there's a lot of stuff going on with it too. So I think it could be a good one to have. If you have some extra money to put towards it, I think it could be a good one to hold in the crypto portfolio. But obviously, I wouldn't be going and putting all your money into it, hoping that it really takes off. But also, I just want to take a quick second to welcome everybody who is new here that hasn't joined in right away, but showed up and is in the stream now. Mike, nice to see you here. And then I know we have 8 people as well, so please feel free to say hello in the live chat. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe as well so that you don't miss out on any of the content here on Bitcoin Tips. But jumping back up here as well, T, I see you said, is Versus Coin good? Let me take a quick look. The name sounds familiar, but it doesn't, ring a bell right away for me. So let's take a look. It's number 219 on CoinMarketCap. Take a quick peek at the website here. I feel like I've used this coin. Let me see how old it is. Okay, so this only goes back to 2020. So I have not been in this coin. So yeah, because this is, I know by the time 2020 rolled around, I was pretty set with the cryptos that I had at the time for that bull run. But seeing that it did get to about $2.94 here in 2021, the previous bull run, we're already up to $5.94. So that's really cool. They've got a 78 million circulating supply, which is on the higher side, but compared to some of the meme coins, of course, on the lower side. So right now placed in 219th place with a $463 million market cap, based on that circulating supply. They do have some more room to grow. Now, of course, without knowing a lot about the background here of this project, I'm not too sure if I would go out and purchase it. But based off just the tokenomics, they do have room to grow. Looks like their high was $6.07 today, so they did, crack that all-time high within the last, few days. This is all-time performance, sorry, but all-time high was on December 5th, so only 10 days ago. But hopefully the project continues here. It does look like they're on a couple of exchanges. It looks like for me, first big thing I notice in the exchange section is they need to get listed on bigger exchanges. I'm not familiar with either of the ones here, or 3. I guess there's that third one there, but definitely interesting. But yeah, hopefully it does work out for you. And welcome to everybody here in the live stream. It looks like we've got 11 people, so thank you all for joining in. Make sure to say hello in the chat and hit that like button and subscribe to help out the YouTube channel here. And if you are looking to support us a little further, we do have that super chat option in the comments below. But overall here, it looks like there's quite a few chats coming in. George, hopefully you're still here. I did not ignore your message. I was just jumping around, but you asked if I would be doing some more streams and review sites. Yes, I would like to kind of try do more live streams. Unfortunately, they do take quite a bit of time compared to just making the YouTube videos, but I am kind of trying to get back into the streaming, see if that does help grow the YouTube channel as well. So hopefully I will be here more, and always happy to review sites. There are just an increasingly smaller amount of sites to review and take a look at, so unfortunately that is part of the issue. A lot of the faucets are unfortunately either closing, or you're not seeing as many new ones just because the price of crypto is so much higher now. So there's a lot of unfortunate things, that come along with the bull run in terms of some of the sites we've looked at in the past, but I do hope to continue making those type of videos here. Okay, so Low Roller, you said Dogecoin birthday was last week, turned 11 years old. No one expected Dogecoin would last 1 month. Yeah, hey, I don't think anybody expected Dogecoin to ever get as high in price as it did, especially in the last bull run. people were saying it would never hit, 10 cents, then 15 cents, then 20 cents, and all the way up to its all-time high there. But, I think this time around, with the right investments and right amount of money coming in, and of course we've already seen it jump in value back into the mid 40-cent range, but we do still have about another 30 to 40 cents on top of that before we get into new all-time high territory. So it will take a lot of money, a lot of investments coming in, but I think there's a lot of good promotion around Dogecoin. And yeah, it is still a meme, but it is one of those things that, unfortunately, with such a high circulating supply, it does take a lot of money to really make a difference in the Dogecoin price. But, Mike, nice to see you here. You asked here, I wanted your thoughts on Supercoin and potential selling target. Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a quick look here. Supercoin. Now, Mike, if you are still here, let's see. I want to make sure I get the right Supercoin. So you said it was just, I'm guessing this is it. Mike, let me know if this looks like the right one. I'll pull up the website real quick. It looks like they don't have the domain anymore, so I'm hoping this is not the right Supercoin. Let me take another quick look in the search here. Supercoin, Superverse. Okay, so it is the top one. All right, just wanted to make sure. I know, unfortunately, that's another issue with cryptocurrencies, is so many of them are out there now that you do eventually kind of have that kind of cross in both the symbol here and then also, some of the names. But taking a quick look at it here, it does look like the total supply is about 1 billion coins. With about half of that circulating right now at 488, currently priced at $2.03, 107th on CoinMarketCap. So basically they're $1 billion market cap coin, so not a small coin. If they were to jump double in price basically to a $2 billion coin, that would move them up pretty far on CoinMarketCap here. Just taking a quick look. Market cap would. So a $2 billion market cap would put them, roughly in the mid 60 range on CoinMarketCap, based off, just the market capitalization there. So let me take a quick look here because I'm not too sure. I have not heard of this coin before, so looks like it's a gaming type of coin. Biggest Web3 community, best crypto games. I think, initial thought here is they are in a good area. I know a lot of people are very interested in gaming, Web3, and then, of course, crypto on top of that gives the potential to make income with it. So, definitely interesting. Now, I do see they have a staking. It says it's not available in my region. So, Mike, if you have any information on the staking here, my initial thoughts on staking. I will say that in the about 10 years now that I've been in cryptocurrency, I have participated in several staking coins. POS coins, the more traditional, where you download the QT wallet, you stake them, they earn right in the wallet, as well as some of these newer ones where you're doing staking in something like an atomic wallet or on-chain staking like we talked about earlier. George was asking about space tokens. So I've done a lot of staking coins. I have never once had a staking coin earn me money. Now maybe that's just my own fault, picking the wrong coins. But again, it's something that I've seen. There's probably 20 to 30 coins that I had tried out over the last 10 years in terms of staking, and they've all lost money or completely gone away as a project. So I don't know. It obviously was not letting me see the staking information, but that gives me a little bit of worry for this coin. Looking at their exchanges here, Binance, Uniswap, Coinbase, they've got some big exchanges. So, my initial thinking is they should, probably put a little bit more time and effort into marketing, getting the word out about the coin. They've got the big exchanges. They've got a decent market cap. They've got a decent looking website. They just got to get more people into it. So, in terms of where this coin could go, Mike, I would probably ask the question to you. Obviously, you asked about the coin, so you probably know more about it than I do. Do you see this coin being a $2 billion market cap coin, landing in the 60 to 70 range on CoinMarketCap? If the answer is yes, maybe you could estimate around a $4 price target. If not, say, where do you think it can go from here? Is it realistic that this could get another half $billion, another 500 million on top of it to about a $3 valuation? If you don't think so, then I might start saying it's time to sell now. But looking at it from purely just the tokenomics and website, the only thing that scares me a little bit is the staking and how they have that set up. I do see they have a max supply. As the dashes, that usually means that they didn't submit the data or it's not verified. So again, that's something that's a little concerning. I see their total supply is 999 million. I don't know if that's the same as the max. So keep that in mind as well. If this has a potential to get a lot higher circulating supply, that's going to push the price down as well. But hopefully that helped there. And then let's see. Low roller, you said crypto.com. If you click 25 diamonds, you can open a chest. 1 to 1,000 CRO coins or more. Hope you start using crypto.com every day to get the free diamonds. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I appreciate the tip. So, Lower, you said Peanut the Squirrel isn't even 1 month old. Really? I thought that was maybe going on 2 or 3 months now, but I could be wrong. There's so much that's happened in the last few months in crypto that it's hard to kind of keep the timeline on here. So it does look like it came out in November 4th, so it's just over a month old. So yeah, I mean, it's still a very new cryptocurrency, but with that, the coin has the potential to continue growing. It's, it got created right at the beginning of a bull run. So with that, there's a lot of potential for it to, continue going up in value, especially with all of the, things going on behind the scenes with it. All right, had to grab a quick drink there, but it does look like we've got 11 people here in the stream. So thank you to everybody who has joined in. Please make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to Bitcoin Tips so you don't miss out on any of our content, as well as share this stream and other videos with your friends and family. The more people we get into crypto, the easier it is to have price changes. The more money coming in means the easier it is to move those prices. So if you want to see all-time highs, the more people you can educate about crypto and the benefits, the better. So, taking a quick look here, I see, Mike, you said this is a project of crypto YouTuber Elo Trades. It says gaming project. So, okay, yeah, definitely interesting. Yeah, I'll have to do a little bit more reading about it, but yeah, I think that's definitely an interesting concept as well. But and then Laura, you said the Hawk girl did a rug pull as a meme coin. Yes, I did hear about that. Unfortunately, that's somewhat a part of crypto. Rug pulls are not anything new. Maybe doing it as a well-known figure is not necessarily new either. But unfortunately, I did see a lot of people lose money in that. So as always, that's why you got to look at some of these coins and really think, what are the tokenomics? Is it really priced correctly? is it way overpriced in terms of, how new it is and things like that? And personally for me, I thought that with Peanut the Squirrel. I thought, yes, this is a huge, news story. Yes, there's a lot of people that are really upset about what happened, but do I really see this coin being a $2 coin? No, I don't. And I said that, to myself and, some of the other people that I talked to about cryptocurrency. And, we all kind of agreed that, this coin didn't seem like it was going to go much higher than where it was. And that was probably back here in, early to mid-November before it, jumped up to 37 cents. And, even then I said the same thing. I really don't know that this is going to go much higher. So, I always say it's, a little bit better to be somewhat skeptical when it comes to brand new coins, especially coins that are, super easy to create nowadays. So, unfortunately, yes, I did miss out on some of the gains here, and that's going to happen. But you also possibly missed out on something like what happened there, where you get a rug pull. So, you always got to do your own research and don't just believe what one person's saying just because they're famous. And it doesn't matter what they're famous for, especially if they're not a well-known person in crypto. But T, you said you can mine Versus on old phones. So yeah, that's definitely interesting. I've seen some other YouTubers that are more mining specific, have cell phone mining setups. So I've never personally mined on cell phone. That's, one of the very few types of mining that I've never done anything with, but definitely interesting. T, if you're still here, are you mining on your old phones? And if so, how is it going for you? Is it profitable? Is it something that you're worth, you think is worth it? But interested to hear, just because I've never done that or looked into it really closely. So I'd be interested to see how that's going for you if you're mining it. Low roll, you said, how is YouTube 4,000 watch hours now? You need more live streams. Yeah, YouTube does still have the 4,000 watch hours for new channels to become part of the YouTube Partner Program. Thankfully, I did pass that limit a while back, so the watch hours don't necessarily affect me too much, but yes, live streams are good for watch hours, but I will say that if you are starting a new YouTube channel, keep in mind that you are not allowed to live stream until you hit a certain amount of watch hours. So you can't just, unfortunately, set up a new YouTube channel and, do a live stream for 24 hours and join it yourself and have your friends join and get, a couple hundred hours that way. You do have to build up a decent following before it will let you live stream. So let's see. We took a look at Mike's comments there, and George, you said mining blocks. I'm not sure, was that a site or a coin? Happy to take a closer look at that as well. Mike, you said yes. Great analysis. Thanks. I think that was for the Superverse coin. And did you get any updates on Rocco coin? Good question. I have not heard of Rocco coin in a long time. As you can see here, I do know for a fact this is the coin, Royal Coin, ROI coin. This was one that I was in. Again, I mentioned it when I was looking at the super coin. This was one of the POS coins, proof of stake, and it was in the QT wallet. I did several videos on this coin in the on the previous Bitcoin Tips YouTube channel. I staked this for a long time. Same thing that I mentioned earlier. Mike, I think it was before you joined the stream, but George and I were kind of talking about the final auto faucet, Dutchy site, and the space tokens. So, same thing happened. I bought in, it was doing really well, and then, the price really dropped off. And it wasn't profitable. You had these coins that, you maybe invested $100, $200. I at this point don't remember how much I had. I don't remember, what I put into it to start with. And now, your $200, $300, $400 investments, $20, $30, and you're still earning these coins that are, instead of making, 50 to 60 cents a day, maybe you're making 2 cents a day. And it doesn't make sense to hold on to them anymore. Yeah, you're selling them at a loss, but, right now it says this coin was, last known price was 0.0030498. I know it was worth more than that when I decided to be done with it. And it has a really low circulating supply, which was something that I really liked about it. 21 million max, same as Bitcoin. Let's see, is their site still here? No, they don't have the domain. So, unfortunately, it does not look like Royal Coin is around anymore. So, Definitely interesting, but hey, it is what it is. Like I said before, you can't always win in crypto, and there have certainly been coins that are mineable that I've lost money on in the long run, but overwhelmingly the coins that I have lost the most consistently with are all proof of stake coins. Now, again, that doesn't mean that that's going to happen for every coin, but it's just something that I've personally experienced. So, it's just a piece of information I'd like to share. When it comes to staking coins, I've, become much more wary of investing in them, regardless of how good it sounds or how popular they are, or, whatever it may be. But George, you said we are in a bull market now. 4-year cycle ends in 2025. Best time to buy and use faucets is during the bear market. Yes, you are absolutely correct. We are on cycle for a bull run here. It has followed the previous charts almost to a T. Again, we are seeing really good gains now. But looking back, a few years to the 2020-2021 bull run when Bitcoin halved in 2020, we didn't see Bitcoin's all-time high until November of 2021. Now, with that being said, and when I'm talking about it, I could bring up the chart here as well. With that being said, we could still have another 6 to 8 months of really good gains. Bitcoin hit that $64,000 price target on November 11th. I can't seem to keep the mouse still. There we go. But overall, we still have almost a year if it follows the same timeline. Now, of course, I think Bitcoin has been a little bit more accelerated now, so you could adjust that by a little bit and say maybe it'll happen in July or April. April's when we saw the first kind of jump, and then it pulled back throughout the summer and then had one last push before the end of the year. So we may see a really good climb until April, and then a pullback through, June, July, August, September, and then, October, November rolls around, we might get one more good push. But to go back to the core part of your comment there, George, yes, the best time is to buy during the bear market, whether you're buying, using faucets, things like that. But that doesn't mean you can't do it now. And if we, follow this same pattern in terms of time, there's still a lot of potential to make money in just Bitcoin. That's not even looking at some of these other cryptocurrencies, the altcoins, the meme coins, things like that. So keep in mind that even though your statement is correct, it is best to buy when it's low, doesn't mean you can't get in now and still make money. You just won't make as much. But now you have that information, so when it does come back to that bear market kind of slower season in crypto, take the information you have now, continue to build up your holdings over that period of time, and then you'll be even in a better position in the next 4-year cycle. So let's see here. TSU said yes, yes, less power is required. Yeah, definitely. I know. I can imagine a cell phone mining farm. You could probably get 20, 30 cell phones running on a single circuit, of course, depending on the power draw of your cell phone chargers there. But compared to maybe one GPU miner, or having to install a whole new circuit system for power delivery to an ASIC miner. So yeah, definitely less power required. But I'm interested, how much those are earning. So I'll have to look a little bit more into that, because, yeah, usually, my personal experience is, yeah, if it's requiring less power, you're probably earning less, but that may not be the case. Maybe you're doing a decent amount on the, newer algorithm type coins that allow for that. So definitely an interesting concept, but let's see, Mike, you said, I know you said don't buy Bitcoin, so do you invest? Oh, I know you said you don't buy Bitcoin. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I don't think I ever said don't buy Bitcoin, but yes, I don't personally buy it. So you said, do you invest your work earnings at all in cash or stocks or ETFs, gold, etc.? Yes, I do have a stock portfolio that I've been working to build up over some time. It's less I would say exciting compared to cryptocurrency, because there's a lot more to base off of in stocks and stuff like that. But with that being said, there's a lot more information that comes in with stocks that you can look up and read about companies and things like that. So I've kept my crypto side of things very crypto focused. I've earned all of the crypto that I have based off of these YouTube videos, based off crypto faucets, mining, things like that. And I think that's something that's extremely unique to cryptocurrency. When you look at stocks, there is no way to get into stocks unless you have the money up front. You can't just go out to a company and say, hey, I really like your company. I think it's going to, go up in value. I think the leadership's really good. I'll, promote your company. You give me, 1 share of your stock, a year or something, whatever it's valued at, like you can do with crypto. And I think that's what sets crypto apart from a lot of things where, a lot of the sites that I've looked at here on the channel, faucets, things like that, is all you need is a device that connects to the internet. And yeah, that might, some people might come back and say, that could be asking a lot. But, depending on where you are, there is there are options to get connected to the internet without even having to own a device. If you don't have a cell phone, there could be, free resources such as like a library you could go to a few hours a day, sign into your accounts, and, of course, always sign off. But, it's not the easiest, but there is almost always a way, I would say, to, get online and claim from faucets and build up your holdings. So it's very different. But, and then, yes, I did a little bit with commodities, things like that, gold, silver, a while back, but that's definitely a very small portion of anything that I've looked at recently. So, let's see, Mike, and I see I'm falling a little bit behind in the chats, but do really appreciate all of the chats. A couple new names today here in the chat, so if you are new, make sure to stop by, say hello in the live chat. Even if you don't have a question, just say hey. I'm always interested to see who's popping into the streams, and I do appreciate everybody for joining in. But Mike, you said, if this cycle feels like the 2016-17 cycle, could Bitcoin hit 500K next year? That's a good question. You'd probably maybe expect the answer, but I'm going to say it's really hard to say. It's unknown how high Bitcoin will go. Me personally, kind of going into this bull run throughout the summer and into the fall, really before Bitcoin even took off to get to the high 80,000 range that it was at for a while. I was always saying, for me, the top for Bitcoin this time was going to be between 125 and 150. 150,000 to be specific there. So that was just based off what I had seen, the previous charts, my kind of understanding of crypto. But now coming out with a lot more information, I see one of the questions here from George a little further down was about some of the new administration in the United States, and the future of crypto. A lot of stuff is changing there. Mike, I see you also commented that Eric Trump announced that U.S.-based crypto will be tax-free. Will they do that? I certainly hope so. I think that would be really interesting to see how it would play out for crypto. I don't know that it's necessarily going to happen, but, with things like that, a new administration coming in that has proven to be very pro-crypto could push that price a lot higher. I know Eric Trump also mentioned that he thinks that could be a $1 million price target for Bitcoin. I don't know how much he knows about crypto. I don't know how much experience he has and what kind of basis he had to make that claim, but he is involved with a lot of the conversations, I would guess, or at least around a lot of the conversations and how it may affect crypto. So, Mike, to answer your question, if you had asked me that, 2-3 months ago, I would have said absolutely not. Today, I say, it's very possible. There's a lot of news around crypto. There's a lot of new financial tools that are available to everybody, at least in the U.S., in terms of ETFs. That's something that we've never seen before in a bull cycle. So I know last week in the stream we talked about the potential that the bull cycle will be different this time. Instead of dropping off in 4 years, it may stay relatively strong and just trade sideways instead of dropping off. Now, I don't necessarily think that will happen, but there's always a potential, and with so many new products, big change in administration, there's so many unknowns, just like the last bull run. There was the whole world shutdown and all of that, the last bull run. So there's so many different ways it could go, but I think more and more it's looking like, yes, a $500,000 Bitcoin could very well be possible. It's just going to take a lot of money, to move into crypto, and that could be things like a strategic reserve. There's been talks of that. That would be a big influx of money into Bitcoin and crypto as a whole. So yeah, it's possible. We just kind of got to wait and see. So, what I would always recommend, and I think I mentioned this, last time, was, take a look at what you're holding in Bitcoin, since we're on the topic of Bitcoin right now, but you can do this with all of the cryptos you're holding. Take a look at how much you have and say, I invested, let's just say you put in $1,000 into Bitcoin. You say, okay, if Bitcoin gets to $150,000, I'm going to sell, half of what I have and recoup my money. Just say, for example, again, this isn't really based on any hard numbers. Okay, you've made your $1,000 back. You now still have, half the Bitcoin that you started with. Well, okay, if it gets to $200,000, if you sell it, maybe you'll make, another $500, half of it or something, kind of step it down. That way you're not totally selling off, but you're still taking profits. So if it does drop back down, maybe it never gets to, the $500,000 mark that you think it will. Similar to Dogecoin, everybody thought it was going to get to a dollar, after it continued to defy expectations and got up to the 68, 70 cent range. People were saying, it's got the motivation, it's got the support, it's going to make it. It never did. And if you didn't sell off, you missed out. So, versus waiting and saying, I'm going to sell everything I have when it hits 500,000, start selling it in chunks. That way you're still working your way up towards that 500,000, but if it doesn't ever make it, you've still got a little bit left and you got some profits along the way. So that's what I would recommend doing. Now, of course, what those numbers are going to be is going to be different for everybody, depending on how much you have, what you invested, what you're hoping to get out of it. But hey, it's better to get something than, ride it all the way up and do nothing and ride it all the way back down. So, I think everyone's here in crypto to make some money, whether it's, passively through just investing or using different sites and things like that. So that's what I would personally recommend and what I'm personally doing for my crypto as well. All right. Apologies for the brief pause there, but had to take a quick drink. But let's see. So I know we kind of talked about the administration. Low roll, you said you need 50 subscribers to do a live stream. So, okay, maybe they changed it a little bit. I thought it was higher than that. Back when I had to start this new YouTube channel, because I did take, your advice, low roller. Back then, I was, doing more live streams to try and help build up those watch hours to get back into the partner program. So yeah, unfortunately, they do have some of those limits, and like I said, I do like doing the live streams. It's just getting people in, and I have had it looks like 36 people have come in throughout this live stream right now. So that's why if you don't get a lot of people in live streams, unfortunately, doing a 1.5 hour live stream versus a 10-minute YouTube video that gets 1,000 views. To me, sometimes, obviously being busy, crypto being a hobby, YouTube being a hobby, I don't always have the time to sit down and do, an hour live stream here on YouTube, especially when I could do, a 10, 15-minute video and edit and all of that in the same amount of time. That's going to get 10x the views, 10x the watch time, things like that. So, I think live streaming, I still have some more stuff to learn about it, maybe get some more people in, help YouTube promote it. But, as always, I do appreciate everybody that does come into the live streams and watches the regular, pre-recorded videos, and really liking and sharing that content. Gets a lot of additional views through YouTube, showing that you like the content. It knows that it should put it in front of more people on their YouTube watch pages and things like that. So it really does help, and I do appreciate everybody that does like and subscribe here to Bitcoin Tips. But let's see. Let's see where I was. And then, yeah, okay, so we talked about the administration there. Mike, you said, wow, Rocco's gone. I remember I was running a Masternode, and Genesis used to be a reputable company. I'm so surprised they're gone down as well. Could you show us their website? I'm surprised. I think you were talking there about Genesis mining. Let me, since I have, let's see here. I got to do it on the other screen real quick. Just gonna type that in real quick. Let's see if I can find the right website. So Genesis Mining, they still show up as a regular company. Unfortunately, this website's like a little bit weird right now, but they do still show up as a regular company. If I sign in to my account, it shows up normal, but their customer service claims that they have to initiate the withdrawal if you have anything. Now, again, if you don't have any mining power or any crypto in here, this site's basically dead. There's no way to invest in it. They are no longer selling mining. If you go to their pricing, it shows it here, but then once you sign up and get in, there is nothing available to sign up and purchase. So it's really weird. I don't know what happened to them, and I don't know why they turned off withdrawals by the user. And trust me, I have reached out to them several times. They always say that, they're gonna, take in your address, Bitcoin address, Litecoin address, at least for me, that's what it is. And they're going to send it. I send them the addresses, they confirm that they received them, and then they say, nothing ever happens. I don't think they're scamming, but they're not giving you the ability to withdraw. So, Low Roller, I see you questioned if I ever got the payment. I still have not. I have not contacted, or I've not heard back from my initial contacts, since we last talked about this. So, I followed up 2 or 3 times, over the past few months, and eventually they just stopped responding. So I don't really know what happened. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like I'm going to get that payout, but at least they're not taking money in. Their last major update here is 2019, when Anderson Cooper visited the facility. So, oh well, unfortunately that's part of mining, or I'm not mining, but part of crypto, especially when it comes to cloud mining. As sometimes the companies get in with more than they can handle, and they just either can't expand, they spent too much money and didn't make it back. Who knows what happened? But unfortunately, support doesn't seem to be much help, and I don't know what's going on over there. So definitely surprising, because they were one of the ones that were around the longest for me. And then Low Roll, you said Dogecoin faucet used to give 1 to 10 Doge every minute in 2015. People saying you were wasting your time. And who's laughing now? Well, hopefully you still have your 1 to 10 Dogecoin every minute. Yes, you're very correct, though. A lot of these sites, people will say, why are you wasting your time for a few pennies an hour or even a day? You can come back and say, well, okay, yeah, my few pennies a day on an auto faucet throughout 2-3 years of slow bear market could really give you some good returns here in a time like now. How many of you would take the option to go back 2 years when Bitcoin was down in the what was its lowest point, in the low 30s, high 20s, even lower than I thought. It was $17,000 in 2022. How many of you would go back and claim from every Bitcoin faucet possible in 2022 to, get that free crypto for today when it's $101,000? Pretty much everybody. So using faucets, kind of being aware of the 4-year cycle, can really give you a head start in earning more without having to invest a lot of money up front. So it's a great call out, but you just have to be willing to stick with it long enough to get to the good period of crypto, which I think a lot of people will get bored during the slow time when they're not making a ton. But it is proven time and time again, it is worth it. So, and then Lowell, you said you can take online surveys and make crypto online, money online, and buy crypto or get paid outright in crypto. I know there are a lot of sites that do that, so that is an option as well, too. But welcome to everybody who is here. It looks like we're flipping between 8 and 10 people. If you're new here, make sure to hit that like button and say hello in live chat. Join in. We're talking about all things crypto, so if you have any questions about coins, projects, sites, things like that, make sure to leave that comment in the live chat. But George, you said I buy the BITO ETF. They pay dividends every month. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a way to invest in cryptocurrency, get some dividends on the side, which you don't get buying Bitcoin straight up. There's a ton of different Bitcoin ETFs out there. So yeah, it's a great way for people who maybe are a little bit nervous about getting into crypto, just as kind of like in crypto, as what we kind of discuss here, using faucets, crypto wallets, things like that. It is a much easier way, especially if people are already familiar with ETFs and their stock portfolio, to just get exposure to crypto without having to go through a lot of new complicated things depending on where they are in terms of taxes and things like that. So it's a really good step forward, and I think it's definitely contributed to some of the bull run here, but I think it will continue helping crypto in the long run as well. So again, we're still a few messages behind, so I do apologize if I haven't jumped on your comment here yet, but Mike, you said, George, I've seen the BITO total return dividend plus capital appreciation underperforms just Bitcoin like the IBIT ETF, so be careful. Also, BITO is not tax efficient. Yeah, there's pros and cons to each of it. Depending on George's situation, maybe that makes the best sense. It's easy, but yeah, I would say that overall, the ETFs will not perform as well as Bitcoin, but maybe it works out a little bit better. There's so many different strategies and things like that people can, look and get into. So yeah, it's nice to call out some of the pros and cons, but it is nice that the option is there for everybody as well. So Mike, you said, so true and great thoughts. Yes, I've noticed POW coins are better than POS coins. Also for Ethereum, how high do you think it will go this cycle, especially since this is the first time it's a POS coin? That's a really good question. I think ultimately Ethereum moving to POS was a mistake, and I think the way they did it was an even bigger mistake, because you have to have so many Ethereum coins to stake to really make it worth it. And a lot of people don't have the coins. And really, I hate to say it, but my personal opinion on it was the development team, the original founders of Ethereum, they were really the only ones that was getting that had the amount of Ethereum to make a decent amount with the new POS. I really think they kind of did that change to really just benefit themselves as much as possible. Now, maybe that's not true. I still have some Ethereum. But, I think another big issue that comes to Ethereum, and this is something that I've personally experienced, as well as some other friends in the crypto community have experienced, is the network and the fees become extremely expensive, and they don't always work, and you can lose your money. If your fee is not correct, it's either too low, not efficient enough, whatever it might be, you'll get your coin that you tried to transfer back, but you won't get your fee back. So if you pay a $15 transfer fee, first of all, that's pretty high, and I've seen it up as high as $50, $60. You try and transfer coins, that fee isn't enough. It'll just deposit the coins back to your wallet, and you'll lose that $15 to $50 fee, which is a lot to be losing in crypto. So definitely a very different experience compared to something like a Solana, some of these other coins that we've talked about today. So I think that's all going to be hurting Ethereum. But yeah, being a POS coin now, it's priced a lot of people out of supporting the network. Looking at it last time, it got all the way up to about $4,600, almost $4,700. We're already less than $1,000 away from that. So I know last time, the last bull run, a lot of people thought that Ethereum would get to the $10,000 to $15,000 mark. I think that's probably a little bit more realistic now. Some of the things that I think they need to work on, and I don't even know if they can, would be reducing the fees, making the Ethereum network more smooth of an experience for trading and things like that. But overall, it's got a lot of smaller coins built on it, like Shiba Inu, other things like that. Similar to what we talked about here when we looked at the DexScan list, you are seeing a decent amount of Ethereum ones. It's not small by any means. It's just not top 10 all the time Ethereum like it is with Solana. So it's got the same benefits as Solana. It's got liquidity pools, which again, the same logic applies. I mean, we look at here, Lupin wrapped Ethereum pair on the Ethereum chain. It's got a $2 million liquidity. So that's $1 million in Ethereum that's locked up, or at least the wrapped Ethereum, which again, I'm not super familiar with how that all works, but either way, I think Ethereum's a good one to hold. Again, you don't find yourself in the top 5 cryptos and number 2 spot for years on end by accident. So they're doing something right. They're still getting trades. They're still getting volume. Maybe it's not my favorite coin. I do still have it. I think I mentioned that. But, with that being said, I don't think the project made a lot of really good decisions a few years ago when they changed over and the way they did it. But they're still here. They're still doing good. And I think it could get back up to that $4,600 mark very easily and continue growing. So, maybe saying, a $6,000 to $8,000 price could be very realistic. Maybe it could go a little bit higher after that. We'll just have to kind of, again, wait and see. But overall here, so let's see, again, falling behind on chats, but I do really appreciate all of the chats here. Lowroll, you said you should go live when Dogecoin is pumping, get more viewers. Yeah, I'll definitely try and do, some more live streams, again, depending on timing, if Dogecoin's, pumping in the middle of the day, it's not always easy to just hop on a live stream, but I will definitely try and do more streams, aligned with cryptocurrency as much as possible. But unlike some of the other crypto YouTubers here, this is not my full-time thing, so I have other things going on, so I can't always be live streaming here on YouTube when things are happening, which, yeah, I know does hurt some of the viewers, things like that, some of the stats here on YouTube, but unfortunately, it is just part of it, and, like I said, I'm just kind of trying to still learn some more about streaming and getting back into it to hopefully, grow the channel here, as well as, just using the regular pre-recorded videos, which have still been pretty successful. And then you said give like the video, so yeah, definitely appreciate, asking for the likes. It does really help out in promoting, not only the live stream, but the channel as well. And George, you said, yeah, I earned 10,000 Doge on the moon faucets, worth $3 at the time, and sold at 35 cents. Hey, that's definitely awesome. If you were able to sell at 35 cents, that was a pretty decent increase in terms of what you got from those faucets. But yeah, unfortunately, the moon faucets are gone. Again, I think they had a new program that came out where they had their own type of coin that you could almost like stake, and I think it just they didn't set it up right, and they weren't able to support it, because very shortly after coming out with that new program, they ended up shutting down. So it is just unfortunately part of it, but hey, hopefully it hopefully newer faucets come out to replace them. I know already that has happened, but we'll have to continue taking a look at new faucets and things like that. But Mike, you said you also use the moon faucets. I think we all use those moon faucets. Those were great back in the day. They were very different, compared to what was out there at the time. And then they had a really good system with CoinPot and all of that to really collect all the earnings and stuff. But hey, unfortunately, it's part of crypto. A lot of these sites do go down at some point or another. And then Lowroller said, George, 10,000 Dogecoins worth $3,900 now. $3 to $3,900. That's 1,000x. So yeah, and George, I see you said you were happy with it. So yeah, that's definitely an awesome story in support of faucets. A lot of people don't like faucets, but that's a great reason to say that, hey, it has worked out for you. It's worked out really well, and I'm glad to hear that. So, it's worked out for a lot of people. So, hey, hopefully that helps people get into cryptocurrency a little bit more. So, and then Mike, you said, what are your thoughts on the 2017 block size wars since you were around? I watched Tucker Roger interview from this past week. Wanted to know what your thoughts are on where big blocks versus small blocks debate. Maybe I wasn't aware of this. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm not sure what the question is there. Let me take a quick Google here. You said big blocks versus small blocks crypto. I'm guessing this has something to do. Bitcoin block size debate was okay. So kind of changing some of the coins. Yeah, I'd probably have to do a little bit more reading on this. Unfortunately, I guess it does kind of sound familiar. This wasn't something I was super in. Unfortunately, I know you asked, being around crypto back in the 2017 time frame. I think one of the biggest cons to the Bitcoin network nowadays is the fact that it is a much slower network compared to what people have come out with. When you look at something like a Solana, some of these other, newer networks out there that are doing hundreds and hundreds of thousands of transactions in the time it takes Bitcoin to do just a handful, that's a very big issue that I think kind of sets Bitcoin behind some of these other cryptos for a usability standpoint. And yeah, I think we can all agree that Bitcoin is not necessarily meant to be a, you get your paycheck, you hold it, and then you spend it at the grocery store or, online shopping, things like that. That's more something that like a Dogecoin would be good for, where there's so many of them. It's not an inflationary, I guess it's not a deflationary asset. It's going to inflate, as time goes on, which Dogecoin will. So I think, the block size is definitely an issue, but compared to what its role is now in crypto, I don't think it's that big of an issue anymore. So yeah, it would be nice to see bigger blocks allowing more transaction capacity, but yeah, keeping an eye on the security of it. Obviously, with what we saw with Dogecoin this week, we don't want to compromise it just to hopefully have a little bit more efficiency and possibility there. So I'll do a little bit more research on that, because I didn't immediately know what it was right away, but that's definitely something to read more into and kind of come up with. But hey, Bitcoin's continued working since then, and hey, we're here at $101,000, so something's going right. But George, you said, are you still using Rollercoin? Answer is kind of. I do still have my account. I do still check the site relatively frequently, but I don't invest a lot of time into it anymore, and I haven't done a video on it in a while. I had a very, I would say, unfortunate interaction with Rollercoin, their admin team, and just the project in general earlier this year, which I'll share about here in just a second. I'm gonna grab a quick drink. Okay, yeah, so Rollercoin. So like I said, I had a pretty unfortunate interaction. Basically what happened was I had been using the site relatively frequently, going on it most days, keeping the charge up, because they did a lot of changing where instead of it mining all the time, you had to go on and get the power cells, and you got your 24 hours free, and then you could get additional battery powers, things like that. George, if you still use it, you'll be very familiar with that. And Mike, Low Roller, anybody else in the stream, if you do use Rollercoin, you'll probably know what I'm talking about, but I do have some older videos on the site. I would recommend checking them out if you're interested. It's a virtual mining farm type game where you can, build up your mining farm through playing the games on the website. But the incident that I ran into was I had some Bitcoin on the site. I had earned it through the mining. It was in BTC, and it was well above the withdrawal limit. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and say, I've reinvested a lot of the earnings into the site. It had been going up. My mining farm was like 2 or 3 rooms big, filled with miners. And I said, I'm going to go ahead and withdraw this. And it wasn't a small amount of Bitcoin. I don't remember how much it was at the time, but I would say maybe $100. So it wasn't, $10, but, it wasn't a million. So I went through, put in my address, and withdrew the coins. And they say on the website 5 to 7 days for processing. I said, for me personally, again, 10 years of experience in crypto, 5 to 7 days to process a payment is extremely long. It should not take that long to process a payment. I don't care what the excuse is. Personally, for me, if it is longer than 24 hours, something is weird there. I don't know if they were manually verifying it, but that was just a weird thing initially. But I said, hey, it's been a good website. I've gotten paid before, so I did my withdrawal. Well, a week goes by and I had no indication of it. The coins are still on Rollercoin marked as pending withdrawal, but I don't believe they were in my account. So on Rollercoin, so there was no confirmed transaction, and they were not in my wallet. So I think I gave it maybe 8 to 10 days, a little over the 7 days. Said, what, maybe I'll give them some time. I reached out. They basically said, yes, we see the withdrawal. The address appears to be correct with what I provided. It should be on its way soon. Well, 2-3 weeks go by. It's now been about a month since I withdrew. I reach out again. I'm like, hey, what's the deal here? My crypto, it's not in my balance. It still shows pending. Where is it, and why hasn't it been withdrawn? Like, provide me a transaction ID, something. They said, what? We're sorry, something happened. We're going to credit, we're doing changes on the back end. We're crediting your account with the Bitcoin you withdrew. Just reinitiate the withdrawal. I was like, okay, whatever, that's fine. I guess mistakes happen. As long as the Bitcoin's still there, I guess I can't be too upset. So they credit it. I start the withdrawal again. Same thing, 5 to 7 days. 8-10 days go by, nothing. So I reach out again and say, hey, I'm reaching out again. I was told to restart this. It's been now a month and a half. I still haven't gotten my withdrawal. Like, what's going on here? Ultimately, back and forth several times, on the email support, their Discord support, several admins on the Discord side I spoke to. It took 3 months, I think, to finally get that withdrawal, and I never got an answer as to why it took so long. It just was a weird thing to me. I did technically get paid, so I can't say it was a scam, but my kind of gut feeling about that was they were just hoping that I would stop reaching out and forget about it, and that they would never have to pay me out. Now, I have no proof that that was it, but it was a very weird experience. It took way too much time, in my opinion. I did technically get paid, so I guess all is good. Now, to answer your question, is I've kept up with the site a little bit. Like I said, haven't done any YouTube videos on it, but at this time, I did initiate a Dogecoin withdrawal last week. Now, again, it still says 5 to 7 days, so we are still inside that 5 to 7 day window. I have not gotten the coins yet. We'll see if it's such, a pain to get those Dogecoin. Maybe it was a Bitcoin issue. I don't know. So I will be happy to keep you updated here on YouTube with, what happens with the, Rollercoin Dogecoin withdrawal. But the Bitcoin withdrawal earlier this year just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And unfortunately, I don't want to recommend the site all that much anymore, just because I don't know if it is truly a scam or if there was just a weird issue. To me, I said, throughout the whole process, I said, I've been promoting this site. I've been using it for years. Go look at my YouTube channel. I've never said a bad thing about the site, and here you are giving me a lot of reasons to say some bad things about the site. What's the deal? And they, maybe they could have said, hey, this is the thing, we manually review and, it fell through the cracks, or we were short-staffed or something. It was just always very, oh, we see it there, but it hasn't been sent. No reason. I'm like, okay, come on. First of all, you're running a site with millions of users that are registered. Maybe not quite millions, but high hundreds of thousands. You can't manually review every transaction when you're a site that big. Invest in the technology to build it out. If you don't have the money to invest in it, you probably don't have the money to pay people out. So it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I'm personally thinking that, if this same situation happens with Dogecoin, I don't know how much longer Rollercoin will be around. But unfortunately, that's, where I'm at with Rollercoin at the moment. So hopefully that answers the question. I know it's kind of a longer answer there, but I am probably going to get ready to wrap up the stream here pretty soon. I just wanted to give that final warning. I see there's 5 people in the stream, so appreciate everybody for joining in. And Mike, George, Low Roller, do appreciate all the comments, the chats, the conversations, all of that. It is nice to see some familiar names as well as a few new ones today as well. So, let's see. George, you said, I know the reason you're using faucets back then and now, so you're doing a public service. Hey, glad to help. Glad you were able to make some money off of those faucets. And then I do see your comment there as well to review mining blocks. So I'll take a look, because that's not a site I'm familiar with. So I'll do a pre-recorded video on that at some point as well. And then Mike said, yeah, definitely got my first crypto from a faucet that was recommended here. Doing a public service for sure, enjoying introducing people into the technology for free, unlike stocks. Yeah, I mean, that's, I remember back in, 2015, 2014 timeframe when I first got my very first payment in Bitcoin. It was 14 cents. At the time, that was, several thousand Satoshis, maybe 24 or 25,000 Satoshis. They paid out weekly, as assuming you were over the minimum payment. And I remember when it first showed up in my account, I was like, it actually worked. That's crazy. Because, like I said, that's not something you can do in stocks. It's not something you can do in the traditional finance world. So, glad that that's helped out a lot of people here as well. And, I hope it continues to help people as we go through another bull run where evidently a lot of new people will come into crypto and, start learning about it as well. So there's a lot of potential to help people get into the faucet world as well. But Mike, you said, yeah, that's crazy. Probably what they were hoping for was that you would just give up. Good job on pushing through. Yeah, I have a bad feeling that I'm going to have to do the same thing. And George, I see you said you're going to withdraw Polygon on Rollercoin as well. I certainly hope you don't have the same, experience. But if you do, continue reaching out. Reach out on Discord, all of that. So there's a number of ways to get a hold of them, and they were never not responsive, but unfortunately, time zone differences I think were at play, and it was maybe getting one response every day or two. So it wasn't exactly quick, which played into the time frame of it. But I have a bad feeling I'm going to have to do the same thing for Dogecoin. That I just withdrew, and George, I hope you don't run into the same issue with Polygon, but keep after it if they do, of course depending on if it's worth it for you and your time. But and yeah, Mike, thanks for the successful stream. I think it was. Hopefully we can do some more here in the coming weeks, but if not, I do appreciate everyone for joining in, and I will try and keep up with the uploads here on the channel as well. And then, yeah, that's a great site as well, George. I still use that one pretty much every day, too. So definitely really cool. But again, thank you to everyone who joined in. I do really appreciate the support here. If you haven't already, consider subscribing and liking. I do hope to see you in the next live stream as well as the next pre-recorded videos. Thank you so much, and we'll talk soon. Bye.